Okay, we're back. You only missed 2 or 3 seconds. So we have less than a minute for this chart to close, for this candle to close. This 5 minute candle, and we'll also start a new 10 minute candle. If we get back up there, the good thing about this bearish engulfing is it's following a very small body candle, um, which is actually a spinning top. The bigger the bodies on an engulfing candle, the better it is. And even the previous candle, if it's a small body, the previous candle, and a large body on the actual engulfing candle, it's still not quite as strong. You need, if you have a big bodied candle on both sides of it, that's a little bit more strong, a little bit stronger of an indicator. Um, but nonetheless, that is a bearish engulfing. And we're flirting, and I'm going to stop out here. We're at $1.11. Hit my sell market, I'm out. So I sold those other two at, it looks like $1.10. Let's see. $1.14. So either way, it's a good trade. Made $27 on it. Real money, my commissions on that $27 would have been for $6. So I would have made $21 net. Not great, but they add up. Um, I wouldn't be opposed to getting back in this trade here if we hold right here. If we hold today's open, and we're not, it's not looking like we will. Um, I may look to go short right here by puts if we lose this pivot point. Um, you do a couple of those a day, and you don't want to get greedy. I mean, I've had trades where days where I've had a good trade in the morning, and I kind of get a little bit overconfident, and I say, okay, well, I made a lot of money, or nice chunk on that one. Let me do that a couple more times and have a really nice day. And at that point, I start getting sloppy, and it's just a mental, like I said, about a mental thing. You enter the trade, you make nice little profit, and then you say, okay, I'm going to enter this one because I'm up X amount of dollars for the day, and if I take a small loss on this one, then well, it's no big deal because I'm up on my earlier one. So you get in a trade that you probably shouldn't have because you got a little bit sloppy, and then you take a loss and you lost half of what you made that morning, and then you say, oh crap, now I want to go get that money back. So you enter another trade to try to get that money back that you just lost, and you get another sloppy entry, and next thing you know, you're negative for the day. um, that's usually called over trading. If you have a nice win in the morning, stop, go paper trade. um, go out for the day, go get something to eat, go, I don't know, go watch TV, walk away for a while. Same if you just have a bad trade. If you wake up in the morning, you log in, market opens, you have a bad trade, go walk away. If you try to vengeance trade, you're probably gonna have bad entries. You're probably not gonna have the best. You're not gonna get in the best positions, and you're just gonna make things worse. Um, and I'm as guilty as anybody else of that. I have my work computer right next to me, and which I'm working right now, but I keep looking over to make sure everything's still running, make sure everything's still doing what it's supposed to do. You might hear a little bit of static. My microphone. I'm wearing a hoodie because it's a little bit cold this morning. I think my microphone keeps hitting my hoodie when I turn my head, so that's probably what that noise is you hear every once in a while. But yeah, I'm just as guilty. I can't walk away. I can't go watch TV or watch a movie. Yeah, I can't walk away from my work computer, so um, I tend to overtrade sometimes. And what I need to do is just turn this computer off once I get a trade done in the morning, and just be done for the day. But I've got now to where if I do make a good real money trade, then I'll go ahead and paper trade the rest of the day. So that's a good alternative. Like I said, E-Trade starting a paper trade account, I guess. Call them and see what the details are. I do have an E-Trade account, but I don't use it anymore. It's hardly any money in it, so I don't even open it up. Um, I haven't used E-Trade for a few years, but yeah, call them and see what they tell you about it. I don't know who all has access to it, how it works. I have very few details about it right now, other than that they're starting a paper trade account, which is good. I think it would be wise for any broker to have an E-Trade account, or I'm sorry, have a paper trade account set up. Uh, if I was thinking about getting into trading, um, and I didn't know anything, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to practice at first. I'm going to try it out. Well, who am I going to do that with? Well, as of right now, Thinkorswim is about the only one I can do it with. So I use Thinkorswim for a few months practice, and well, guess what I'm going to use when I start trading real money when I'm ready to open an account? Yep, that's not going to be E-Trade. So I think it'd be wise for all brokers to create a paper trade platform, and the more realistic it can be, the better it would be. I'm interested in trying out the E-Trade paper trade account. Not that I have any plans of switching, because like I said, I have used E-Trade and I like Thinkorswim a lot better. But for paper trading, I might, if there's a few differences, like I said, you can't um, uh, regular stocks trade till what is it, 8 o'clock at night. Um, After 4 o'clock, you cannot trade on a paper trade account. 4 o'clock, it's shut down. So let's say, I know the group I trade with, a lot of them will buy a stock at 3:45 and they'll sell it at maybe 6 o'clock at night. You can't do that paper trading, so I don't really follow them along because if the stock they get into takes off, I can't sell it, so I can't paper trade it. I can with if it's a real money account with Thinkorswim, but not the paper trade. Um, Also, SPY and the other ETF options trade till 4:15. Uh, at 4 o'clock, you cannot buy or sell any options trades on the paper trade account. Um, so I don't do that often, but there have been a few instances where I've bought with a plan to hold overnight, and at 4:05 it takes off on me, and I say, "Oh, I'm going to sell this now." But if it's a paper trade account, you can't do it. Doesn't happen often, but it would still be nice if it was more accurate. And you see, when I bought this, my order was in for what was it, $1.19, and it filled or no, it was my order was $1.23, and it filled at $1.21 or something. Um, that could have been realistic. I don't know. I wasn't paying that close of attention to where the bid and ask were, so that might have been accurate. But you see, when I sold the first batch, $1.27 popped up on the time and sales uh, before my sell even hit, and my sell was $1.25. So nonetheless, it still went through at the right price that I had entered. But um, I've seen a few times where it didn't. It didn't actually go through at that price. You see these candles now; it's looking pretty ugly. So I'm glad I stopped out when I did. Uh, I could see it wasn't looking pretty. You see right here, you see the bearish engulfing candle, even though that's a small body. And being a small body is an indication of a possible reversal. It shows indecision, and then you follow that with a bearish engulfing, and you see what happened after that. Um, and we're still not done. We don't know what's going to happen. If we can come up and I wouldn't enter puts right here because I'm too far away from this line. But if we can get back closer to this line and start fluttering and not break above it, I might be looking at interested in buying puts. But right now, where we're at, I'm not interested in entering right now. We're too far away from that pivot point, too far away from any resistance lines. Um, and there is actually a little bit of what was support, now resistance, at about the 278.64 level, which was pre-market, right about in this range here. You see we tested it a couple of times right here, So 278.64ish was a support level, and we lost that also. The next support I see is going to be down here at about 278.30 for another pre-market low. And right here is where the let me see where the session started. Right here is yesterday's close. And then right here is where we start calculating the new session for the new day, where Thinkorswim calculates. You see that dotted line is just slightly different. So this is actually pre-market. This is after hours, and this is pre-market according to Thinkorswim. So you see this right here. This level's the low of the pre-market. So 278.29 is about our next, right about our next support level. And naturally we have the mental at 278.50, which we are testing right now. I don't put a lot of faith in the mental resistance, but it is something to think about. So far we've held that 278.50 mental. And yeah, I didn't get a video out yesterday. I was really busy with work, and I really didn't do any trading. I did a couple of paper trades. You see my account here, my paper trade account. We're back up to 6,800. I closed out of a couple. I made a couple good SPY trades. I ended up buying that call, or buying back the call that I sold against my NBEV longer term. I think it was an April expiration. I had an order set to buy it at 5 cents. I sold it at about 35. Bought it back at about 5, so I made about $30 back towards my price on this. You see, I paid 225. I think that was the second one that I've sold against it. So I've got about $60 back. So I'm only into this for about $165 now. Now once NBEV gets back up to, up near resistance levels, I start seeing a reversal. I'll sell another call. I might sell for $30 or $40, and I'm only into this contract for $120. I keep doing that. When this contract expires next January, I might end up basically being free on it. I might have got it for free, and if NBEV's trading at $10 a share, then I'm going to make pretty penny on what was basically a free contract. Micron, you see how much I was down yesterday or the day before, and I'm only down $63 on it now. So as long as this closes below $42 March 15th, I'll get max profit. I'm not looking to do that. I'm only looking to make 30% of my max profit target. I have a buy order in to buy it back at buy it back at 30 cents. So I must have paid about 45 cents. Right now it's at 43 cents. That can't be right. 53. No, it's not right either. But anyway, looking to buy that back. As long as Micron keeps pulling back, I'm getting in better shape on that one. Delta, I'm gaining a little bit of ground. It's also a vertical spread, so it's a credit spread. So as long as it closes below $50, I'll make max profit. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at here. This account was down at $6,400 2 days ago. Wow, look at that big bounce on SPY now. You see, we came down at 278.50 held, and look what happened. Yeah, we missed that one, but oh well. I don't get upset about missing entries. There'll be others. You see, there were news at 10:04. U.S. wins World Trade Organization dispute. So I don't know if that's what caused that reversal, but there's news. There's news all day, so you can't really trade off of news. There's just too much of it, and you don't know I've seen news that looked really good and the markets drop. I've seen news that look really bad, markets go up. So I try to avoid news. Um, and be honest with you, it seems like I've got caught in a lot of news trades this year. I'll buy calls, and a minute later, bad news comes out, and the market drops, and I lose. I stop out and lose money. It seems. I bet that's happened to me. Seems like close to half of my trades this year. It happened yesterday. I got in calls, and right after I got in calls, I forget what the news was yesterday. Come out and the market dropped. It was early in the morning, right before the market dropped. I get in calls. I was up just a little bit on it, and all of a sudden the market tanked. Took out my stop, and I lost money on it. That was a real money trade. It just seems like news has been killing me lately, but nothing you can do about that. Just make sure you honor your stops. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off. I'm not sure if I'll do one later today. I've got 3 in already today now with this whole segment. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Post comments, questions. Let me know what you think. Thanks.